All right.
Um,
Welcome to another episode of Animal Education Podcast
yes.
with Petey
Yep.
and this idiot. So today is a special episode because
Yeah.
this is an episode all about like the evolution of whales,
The evolution of
the
whales.
evolution of whales, and it is an episode that is going to be shared with Petey's
evolution
class
at college.
because
And apparently it's World Whale Day.
and it's World Whale Day. Today is February
16th.
2025, World Whale Day.
Yep.
So
Which was that was not planned at all. That was a complete
it was
coincidence.
just so what we did was we have got 3D prints of various evolutions of a whale.
Yep.
So this is a whale. In
That's a
case
blue
anybody's
whale.
anybody's curious what a whale looks like,
Mhm.
it looks like this.
Yeah, so this is a blue whale, the largest animal that has and does exist on the planet.
Land or water.
Yep.
Anything ever. Okay.
Yes.
And
So, guess how long it is. Don't read.
Oh, okay.
Guess how long this whale is at like an adult blue whale.
I'm gonna say
In real life, not the toy.
Okay. I thought we
not
were
the toy.
Not the toy. I'm gonna say that in real life he is 40 feet.
So the maximum length recorded of a blue whale is 98 feet long.
98 feet.
That's not the longest thing to have ever existed, but it's
Okay.
up there.
Okay.
And guess how many tons it weighs? For reference, like a T-Rex weighed like,
How much does an elephant weigh?
I think an elephant's like 2 tons. Let me check.
An elephant's only 2 tons, 4,000 pounds?
No, it's gotta be 4. Sorry.
Okay, 4 tons maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna say,
14,000 pounds
for an elephant, so
up to
7 tons.
Yeah, they can get up to
7 tons.
like a large adult.
So I'm gonna say 40 tons.
Okay, just for the tongue of a blue whale weighs about as much as an elephant.
100 tons.
Blue.
I'm gonna go with 100 tons.
I want to make sure I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, blue whale tongues can weigh from 4.5 to 6.8 tons.
The tongue.
100
tons.
Okay. The largest blue whale ever, like, they calculated the weight, was 219 tons.
What?
Yes. So these are the largest things to have ever lived. I mean, if you want to go right here and see it compared to a human, this is the average blue whale to the average human.
Average blue whale. Pardon me while I clean my glasses because the world just went out of focus. So James has the big screen. I have a little screen.
Yeah. It's the same screen.
It's the same screen. 200 tons.
Yeah.
400,000. 500,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Almost. I mean, 500,000 tons would be. So
yeah.
just under 500,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Before dinner and after a good firm poop.
And you know what whales eat.
So if he hasn't pooped and has eaten 500,000.
So you know what they eat, right?
They eat krill? Do these guys eat krill?
Krill. Yeah.
So the biggest thing on Earth eats realistically the smallest food on Earth.
Yeah, so krill, what's the size of a single krill?
Microscopic. Almost.
1 to 2 centimeters.
Oh, well, not microscopic. Well, for me, if you have trifocals, he's microscopic.
Yeah. So, how did they get here? Especially...
Not by bus.
How did they get this big? Especially when the earliest whales, or earliest so like, or right before they became whales, like scientifically, they were
Before they became whales. I mean, before we discovered that they were whales.
Before, like, evolutionarily, they let's zoom out on this. Okay, so this is a general evolutionary tree of whales. So there's some important things to note.
Okay.
Their closest living relatives are hippos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes,
I remember that from the last
podcast.
Yes,
so that you can see they split off. And then after that, like right next to that is the entelodonts, which if you saw one of my Facebook posts I recently did, we went over Daeodon.
Okay.
So you can see right here.
Okay.
There's the hippos.
Okay.
But you can see also this is something very we'll get no, we can get that later. Okay, so
Okay.
there's hippos,
Okay.
this whales are like down here.
Okay.
And so if we go up the evolutionary whale tree, we get to Indohus, which is not technically a whale, I don't believe. Or no, is it a cetacean? Wait. Oh, I should have bought my book from class.
Yeah. See, you always need a
Yeah,
book. Let
I
this be a
forgot.
lesson to
I
you,
forgot.
children. Always have your book handy.
Maybe maybe it says if you have it. Wait.
We need Jeopardy music.
We went over this in class. It's like, yeah, the Olith. Okay. Okay. Do you have the Olith?
Time's up.
Yes. Okay. No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It does have
Okay.
this. Okay.
Okay.
So we're okay. Sorry. So
So this and
okay. So the reason I was doing all this research is because technically to be a cetacean, which includes whales and dolphins,
okay.
one of the big features is that they have an auditory bulba formed from the ectotympanic bone. Basically, they have a very specific bone in their ear.
Okay.
And I believe nowadays it's evolved to help in water hearing, just because
Okay.
whales call each other from
Yeah.
hundreds of miles across the
Yeah.
ocean.
Yeah.
So if they don't have that ear, they're not a cetacean.
Okay. And is there something about so fishes' tails go up and down, but mammals' tails are horizontal?
Yes, mammal tails are like a
Or
flat plane,
horizontal.
while sharks have like the vertical one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
fish and sharks have vertical tails.
Mhm.
This is a
Okay,
mammalian.
Okay.
Because this
I
is
thought I was
here.
remembering that right. Okay, so
Okay.
technically, this first thing we're going to go over is not a whale because it doesn't have the very specific bone. It has the start of the bone, like
Okay.
evolving,
Okay.
but it doesn't have the bone.
So this is on the way to becoming.
Yeah, so this is, but this is like pretty much right before
And that's
whale.
this.
Yes, this thing.
Okay,
The
so
Indohus.
starting here, I'm going to lay him on his side so
Yeah,
we can kind of see.
Indohus. Guess how
yeah.
big he was.
Uh,
Realize this is evolutionarily this is related to
yeah. So these are not to scale.
Yeah,
is what we're saying.
but guess how big that is.
Huey sized, 65 pounds.
Okay, raccoon or domestic cat sized.
So Maleficent size.
No, smaller.
Small. Oh, the
raccoon. A raccoon.
Well, raccoons get. Have you ever stared down a raccoon?
Fluffy.
They're 7 feet tall. They have steel claws.
A cat.
And they're
think of Grandma's old cat.
Grandma Sandy's cat, the mean one.
Any cat. Grandma Sandy's cat, Grandma Chop's cat, doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. So just cat. So like
cat.
Like cat.
Yeah.
Like Garfield.
Yes.
But not as pudgy.
So this is the Indohus, which lived in what is now the Himalayas.
Okay.
From 50 to 48 million years ago.
Were the Himalayas cold then?
No, back then it would have been like a tropical coastline.
Oh, nice. He had a very nice hangout.
So this creature showed some adaptations for aquatic life, like it could, so kind of like a hippo, like it would swim around and stuff.
Okay.
But it wasn't like completely waterbound yet. You can see it's still very much land based.
Yeah. Did he have like hooves? Looks like.
He had like kind of like hoovy toe ends, but they're not hooves. But
they're not hooves.
You can definitely see that they evolved to things related to have hooves.
Okay.
So
okay.
However, when we officially get to cetaceans with the Pachycetus.
Okay, so then we go from
and this is also 50 to 48 million years.
So he's just longer and lankier.
Yeah, and more swimming.
And a
little bit bigger. This guy could be I thought to have been either 3 feet or even over 6 feet long. So there's more range to them.
And this just proves what good exercise.
There's different species of like specific species, but yeah, the larger species can be like longer than a person.
This just proves what good exercise swimming is. Look at the physique on this guy compared to this guy.
Okay, very funny, Dad. So you can see here now it's like they're more sleek.
He even looks like he's swimming.
They officially have the bone.
Oh, the ear thing?
Yeah, which means they are cetacean. So this is officially.
So this was the conversion from scientifically.
Okay, we can cover this point now. This is important. So you might think evolutionarily, oh, this is a line, right?
Okay.
Like, oh, it evolves here to here to here.
Okay.
What this actually is the lines here, and each is an offshoot. of the line.
Okay.
However, this shows like, oh, whatever this ancestors is looked about like this.
So this could go do more
Yes,
things, and
because
this could go do more things, and this
or
could go do
actually, these are probably dead ends.
okay,
But the
okay,
thing is,
but they could. I
we
mean,
don't. There's no way to prove that Indohus
okay.
specifically became the blue whale. There's no way to prove that.
Oh,
So,
okay,
like, if you see
okay,
on screen here,
okay,
like it's like the line goes this way to whales,
okay,
and there's a little offshoot for Indohus.
okay,
So,
okay,
like, if you follow this line, you can kind of tell, oh, so the ancestors of whales looked like Indohus,
okay,
but Indohus, we can't say for sure was that specific relative.
okay.
So that's I feel like I tried to explain this in my last podcast. I don't think I got through enough. So
Yeah,
maybe
it's
with this, if you want to go back and see the last
okay.
podcast, but yeah, so
So evolution isn't necessarily a straight line.
mhm.
The information we have
Yeah.
is not necessarily a straight line. It's
Yeah.
we know that this kind of happened,
Hmm.
and then somewhere down the line, somehow related, this kind of happened, and then somewhere down the line, kind of related, this
Yeah.
kind of happened.
So this guy
Okay.
was now, oh, again, probably semi-aquatic, a little more semi-aquatic, probably
Yeah.
you can see.
Yeah.
No more amphibious than a tapir, which is a live in like South
So
America,
so
like
what did Pudgy lean mean eat? What did they
um
both eat?
it's hard to tell, but I'm assuming, yeah, they're probably. I think it says somewhere they're like omnivorous. So like
Because
kind of
they were still kind of land based
yeah.
too.
So
Okay.
whatever they could eat, basically. And
Okay.
I believe Pachycetus. They believe Pachycetus might have been more like fish eating, so it might
Okay.
start being more specialized for eating in the water.
Okay. Okay.
But uh, yeah, and then also, okay, and these are still in like coastal salt, like French, kind of like bracket, like we're kind of like they're more inland, but they're on the coast.
So that brackish water, they
Yeah,
could kind of get from fresh
not
water to salt water, but more
yeah,
fresh. They were more inland, more
yeah,
fresh, but they could probably go into the brackish
a
stuff.
little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then so next up,
Okay.
we have probably the most famous whale ancestor,
Okay.
or ancestor is a strong word from what we just described, but
Yeah.
this is the Ambulocetus, which you may have seen from Walking with
Ambulocetus.
Beasts. So that's how you
Okay.
know about it. So this is also no, all these have been found in Pakistan. It's very interesting to see like specifically like some like whales seem to have gotten their start in Pakistan. At
Oh,
least
okay. Okay.
at least in Pakistan,
At least
even
in
more.
Pakistan, what we call Pakistan now.
Yes.
What we call
Back then
Pakistan
it
now.
was random Asian
Yeah.
continent coast. Yeah.
Area of dirt
Yeah.
near water. Yeah. Okay.
So now we're moving from like 50 to
Oh,
48 to
no,
48 to
now
47
wait.
million years ago.
Now this. So wait. Oh, so that's where's this here?
Oh,
Here.
here.
Okay, here. I did it backwards. Sorry,
Yeah.
gang. Okay. So I was gonna say he looks more because he's got like webbed feet now.
Yeah, so, like,
Okay.
this guy was probably, like, probably more like a crocodile, like, he lived in the water,
And
but
he's
would
getting
go
more of that
bask on land and stuff.
he's getting more of that crocodilian dillion
Yeah,
water dinosaur type face
yeah.
head
Also,
thing.
Ambulocetus is pretty big. Like, they could have been, like, around 550 pounds. So
Oh, okay.
and, like, here's one next to a person, like,
Okay.
they're getting pretty big. Okay,
Okay.
obviously, they're not whale-sized
Right,
yet,
right,
but
right.
like, they might even be porpoise-sized or, like, approaching maybe, like, a young beluga
And
or
he's probably
something.
spending more of his time in the water,
Yes.
if not all.
And soon and I don't have figures, but, like, right after this, you'll see very close, like, looking relatives, like Kikitius, however you say that. And those were the ones that really got into, like, oh, no, he is in it. Yeah, so he's, like, brackish water, like,
Okay,
he's
so he
really
really is
living the
more
coastal life,
okay.
yeah.
So now I got a question. So
Mhm.
the more water based
Yeah.
they became,
Uh-huh.
pretty much the bigger they got.
Yes.
Now is that so they're still mammals,
Mhm.
but they're eating fish and other
Yeah.
things in the water which aren't as fatty. And these guys are warm-blooded. They need to maintain a certain amount of energy,
Mhm.
consume a certain amount of energy. So they're starting to get bigger so that they can eat more
Yeah.
effectively, huge quantities to maintain their metabolism. I'm assuming. Is that a safe kind of
Yeah, they're
educated
trying.
guess?
Mhm, yeah,
Okay.
that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay. But you can see more webby feeded,
Also,
so
this
more
guy
water based and
probably
more.
ate, like, fish and
They do make
Mammals
them
and
with
stuff
little
like that.
spiky teeth, which makes me
Yeah.
think fish. They're
Yeah.
grabbing slimy, because when you
I
most
will
animals that eat
say
fish have
in
spiky teeth.
specifically the Walking with Beasts, their
Yeah.
showcase like catching mammals, like like small primitive
Yeah.
horses and stuff off this coat on like the lake side.
Right.
I don't know if they would have necessarily done that, but you can
Okay.
tell they're they're definitely catching bigger prey now. Instead of just like
Yeah.
little fish, they're catching fish. They could reasonably like, oh yeah, kind of like a giant like modern like a big otter at this point. They're
Sea otter
basically
or
like,
something.
yeah, they're
Okay.
kind of like
Okay.
big crocodile otters almost at this
Okay.
point.
All right. And I mean, I don't know if this is just the way they did it, but they seem to be becoming more like no, less furry.
Yes, less
Less
fur.
furry.
This
Okay.
one probably still would have had fur.
But just
I
not
think so. Yeah, but like
not like an otter.
think like so be like an
Otter.
otter. So either like an otter, not like a bear, like either an
Oh,
otter,
okay.
or
Okay.
maybe we're even approaching something like grandma's cat, like one
Oh,
very
the
thin layer of
she had
fur.
a naked
Yeah,
ape.
almost. It did have a layer of hair,
Yeah,
but
Egyptian ugly looks like it's a
Sphinx cat.
wrinkled
I think they're called a Sphinx cat.
man butt cat. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
man butt cat.
man butt cat. Yeah.
Also, so here's the Earth around the time all these guys were around.
Okay.
So I believe they would specifically be about here.
Okay.
So kind of like in this islandy archipelago almost.
Okay.
So you can tell like the continents are
They're
here,
starting to.
but they're still not
And is
exactly.
this so much water because this is before most of the ice caps and stuff formed and sucked up
Yes.
the water?
So
Okay.
yeah, that is the thing. The
Okay.
Ice Age is not for a while. We're still
Okay.
millions of years out from that.
Okay.
So
So
next,
that's the world after the ice caps melt. That's what we're looking at
so
right
this, yeah, this. Oh my lord.
there.
Okay. So now we move on to one I didn't even know about before I
Okay.
started all this research. This
Okay.
is the research is strong. I took a class and bought some toys, but you know, research.
Yeah.
This is the Marcasitus. We're
Now
now
this
45 million years ago. So
his nose looks like, what are those big walruses with the big noses?
yeah, or
Isn't there a
a
species of
manatee. I
walrus?
think you're thinking of
Or a manatee?
manatees.
But there's a walrus with a big
Oh, what did see? Oh, an elephant seal.
elephant seal.
You're thinking,
Elephant seal.
well, they
Elephant seal.
have
Yeah.
like the nose for the calling and shit.
Yeah. 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 But that's what he's kind of starting to look like.
Yeah, so
Manatee or
so
a
he
seal.
had
Or,
like a face kind of like a tapir's face.
okay.
So this guy specifically, let's
And his nostrils really are way up
this is
here on top.
yeah. So even though its face resembles like a manatee's, which is herbivorous, this guy was clearly carnivorous. Like he was still eating fish and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
But you can see his tail has become much
Yeah.
more specialized.
yeah. Also, you can notice the limbs are like very short now. Also, you might even be able to tell the back limbs are starting to disappear a little
Yeah,
bit.
the back limbs are kind of starting to go away. Where here they
Yeah.
were very swimmy.
Yeah.
But
Very swimmy.
very swimmy.
That.
Very swimmy. I'm here to, make this all make sense to normal humans. And so yeah, you could see here little legs disappearing, much more specialized tail, that flat mammalian swimmy tail, little short front legs,
Oh, okay.
and then kind of that hippo walrus.
Yeah. Yeah, because it probably fed on mollusks. So
Okay.
like why am I like not squids. Snails.
Snails. Okay.
Why am I blanking on what mollusk is? I'm sorry, everybody. No, gastropod mollusk. No, yeah, that includes like
Yeah.
ammonites and snails
Yeah.
and stuff. I think like if you get shellfish. So yeah, like it would.
And I'm
be
assuming these two aren't to scale. Like, how big is phase 4 here?
I'm trying to figure out how. So well, this is like cat sized.
Yeah,
This is like 3 to 6 feet long. So this could be Huey size.
that could be Huey size.
This is 550 pounds. So this
Okay,
is
that got
almost like
bigger.
yeah.
So then this is probably even bigger.
Okay, so this one might be more fragmented remains. Let's
Okay.
Wiki. Well, no, guys, I have
Yeah,
to go.
we're Wikipediaing because we forgot our book. So
Well, also, I will say, for prehistoric stuff, I find Wikipedia to be the best starting point.
yeah,
And
well,
they're the best,
starting point,
like
yes, yes,
general
get you where you're going.
gathering of
Yeah.
information. There's
Yeah.
no real other place that has a gathering of information.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, let's go to Dinopedia. But if you might read this and you realize it's basically just Wikipedia copied and pasted. So like that's the thing. Like there are other things.
Yeah,
for the most part. There's the thing we literally bought it from. Okay, that's a great sign, everybody.
yeah. These are So this first set we didn't print on our 3D printer. We purchased these. There'll be more coming that we're gonna print, but this first set
And
we
these are
ordered,
whale specific. We're getting more
and
into
these
the
are
3D print
specifically
stuff.
whales. Yeah. So, but these are just little 3D printed guys based on the research and whatnot. That's why they're all tan. They've been living in the Mediterranean.
Eyes. Let's see. Okay, it's looking like it's maybe about the same size actually.
Okay,
Or
so
maybe a little bigger.
we're still about 600 pounds or
Yeah,
something.
probably 600, 700 pounds we're getting into
Okay,
there, yeah. So this isn't
but
huge.
much more swimmy.
Yeah, much more swimmy.
More swimmy. Okay.
Yeah, because like, okay, it's not loading, but so like that looks like that's Ambulocetus right
Yeah,
there.
that right there. That looks
And
like
then
him.
this is the guy we're talking about.
Yeah,
So you can tell it's just a little bigger. Oh, and
and
that's Pachycetus. So here's a good thing. So like
okay,
Indohus was cat sized. You can see
okay,
Pachycetus is just a little smaller than a human.
okay.
Ambulocetus is like getting
Right.
much bigger, and then this is about the same size.
And the more swimmy appendages. The
Yeah.
tail is more, the legs,
And you
and
can
all
see,
more
like,
swimmy.
obviously, there's even more between these. We've been discovering
Yeah,
there's
as
all
we
this
find
stuff.
more bits,
Yeah.
more research.
So now it's often common that the next one used is Doradon. Dorodon, which you can tell at this point, you can kind of tell that's a
So
whale.
yeah, whale or a dolphin.
You can it just barely has the back fins now. Just
Okay.
barely. Like whales, okay, they have the bones, but they don't have physical
Oh,
back
so like
legs.
right here is
Yeah.
where the back legs would be, and
But
they've fully
it's like a
disappeared.
tailbone. It's in
It's
there.
still there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But you can't see it.
Okay.
Also, like Durodon, you would actually was like eating like Durodon was like dolphin sized or a little bigger. Like so, this is
Okay.
like you could almost call it a whale size.
Okay.
However, the example we have here is Basilosaurus,
Okay.
which would have actually eaten Durodon.
Oh.
And
Oh.
also, so Basilosaurus is from
Where am I?
41.3 to 33.9 million years ago. So we've made a
This
pretty big
guy's so
jump now.
skinny.
This guy lives in the ocean. They
Okay.
actually, at first thought it might be more reptilian,
Okay.
as from early art, but then we realized, oh, this is a whale.
Okay.
And it's from Wadi e Hitan, where they found it, which is also called the Valley of the Whales, because
Okay.
that's where they found there's just tons of Basilosaurus skeletons everywhere.
Okay.
And like relatives like
And you can
Durodons.
see he still kind of has those little fins just
Yeah.
still straggling on there.
Also, like here's Basilosaurus's different species compared to a human.
Oh,
Like they're
okay.
getting big.
They're
now.
getting bigger now. Okay.
And I know this mini's kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
So I've actually modded it into my Jurassic World Evolution game.
Oh, okay.
So
this
here's
is,
a good view
this
of
is kind of what he
Basilosaurus.
looked like in real
Yeah.
life.
So
Okay.
it's kind of like it still kind of has that almost crocodile like jaw.
Yeah.
And this
yeah.
was like back then. This would have been the apex predator of the ocean. Like this
Ooh.
is outcompeting sharks. This is probably eating sharks and smaller whales like Durodon and stuff.
And again, we went from that to eating
Krill.
sea scum,
Yeah.
basically.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, over time, eventually, we would have then split off. But then again, realize this also is where dolphins came from.
That's true.
So
That's true.
dolphins still eat relative
Okay.
and orcas.
Because whales are
yeah.
Delphinidae.
There are whales and dolphins are both cetaceans.
Cetaceans. And dolphins are Delphinidae. And
Yeah, whales are
whales.
Ballopter. Yeah. So okay, let's go cetacea.
Okay.
Well, also orcas are dolphins, by the way.
Okay. Just
So-
big honking dolphins.
And they're still apex predators of the ocean, so that's still a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Sperm whales. If you think about sperm, I should have brought more whales. Anyway, next time I'll bring 800 whales. I'll have all the whales. Trying to see if there's a good evolutionary split. So yeah, cetaceous whale. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Okay, this is great actually. Yeah. So we have like this is the stuff we were just talking about. It's all up here,
Okay.
and then it would have split. You can see, so like even here, Pachycetus, Ambulocetus,
Right.
Dorodon, Basilosaurus, and then from this split we have Odontia, which is the toothed whales, which are sperm whales, river dolphins,
Killer whales.
and even dolphins, belugas, narwhals.
Okay.
While we have Mysticeti, I'm trying to pronounce it Latin-y, Mysticeti, and this is the baleen whales.
Okay.
Which is like
so this guy.
Yeah.
So this is the baleen is
so like
have like
so
the
Basilosaurus was like 40 to 30 million years ago.
Okay.
The 25 million years ago looks like when the current estimation when the baleen whales split off from the toothed whales.
Okay.
So that's also important to note then that the sperm whale is more closely related to dolphins
Okay.
than like other whales, like the
Okay.
gray whale. So that's
Okay.
important to note then.
Okay.
Even though they are pretty separate from the rest of
Yeah.
dolphins.
Yeah. But this is that shows that it's not a direct
Yeah.
there's all these branches and where
Mhm.
things kind of spur.
And even then, like, yes, these show kind of a line, but they're their own branches.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, the ancestor of the sperm whale, like 50 million years ago, probably looked like little Indohus over here, but
Okay.
we don't know if it was Indohus specifically.
Okay.
It could have been
Okay.
Indo Hussy friend Bob over
Right.
there. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So yeah,
All
and
right.
you can kind of see like
And baleen, just to explain, so
yeah.
when you look in the front of a whale, when you see them on TV, and you see like it looks like a wicker basket or an accordion furnace filter or
Let me
something,
find a picture of
that's
it.
baleen. It's kind of what it looks like. It's not really what
Yeah.
it looks like. And the water filters through, and the little whatever those things are, the little
The
teeny
baleen. Oh, the krill.
the
You're talking about.
krill.
So here's the
There you
baleen.
go. Yeah. See, it looks like a dirty furnace filter, basically.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so the water just whoosh,
Yeah.
washes through.
So the oldest true fossils of baleen are only 15 million years old. So they're
Oh.
in evolutionarily they're relatively recent.
And in the news recently,
yeah,
what kind of whale,
I think it was a
humpback whale, snarfed down a kayaker in his kayak and then spit him back up like 30 seconds later. It was a while. He was in there. And the whale was like,
Yeah, humpback whale safely takes kayaker in the mouth before spitting it out because, well, they eat krill.
yeah. He was like, I had something in my
Kayaker
throat.
recalls feeling slimy texture in its mouth. The guy's like, oh, that was neat. Yeah. Humpback whales are probably what you imagine when you think of a whale.
Yeah, most people have seen, the jumping up out of the water and breaching, and
Yeah.
the humpback whales typically probably one of the most popularly videoed and photoed of
whale,
whales doing
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So yeah,
Your mom and I went and saw those.
I might see them on the Galapagos trip.
Oh,
It's
there you go.
possible, or
That's
just
cool.
the same
Yeah.
type of whales.
Yeah. I took your mom to see I was over the back of the boat the whole time,
Yeah,
telling
so you
mom
can
to have a
see-
good time.
Oh, so like the ear evolved specifically into the organ that makes them cetaceans,
Okay.
and then they went from like freshwater to brackish, more swimming,
Okay.
salt water. Oh, now they're fully aquatic. The nasal opening shifting back into a blowhole.
Okay.
Because even up to
Yeah,
this
even
point,
here,
it's still a nose.
Yeah, but it's kind of moved north.
Basilosaurus, it's just a little bit up. It's just
Yeah,
starting. Like
yeah.
I think you can tell in Jurassic World, like, look,
This
the
one.
nose is here
Yeah.
instead of here.
Yeah. It's
And then you
moved
get
back.
to actual whales, and it's the
Here.
blowhole
Yeah,
is all the way
yeah,
up there. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
though.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that was. Are there any other interesting facts, or did that kind of
About
that was
whales, yeah,
that
that's
was
a pretty good.
that was pretty good rundown.
Yeah.
And the evolution is just so. I mean, just to see
Yeah.
how we got from here to there.
Mm-hmm.
And while I think it's kind of impressive that most things were coming out of the water,
Yeah.
but those few things that then turned around and went, yeah, no, we don't like it out here.
Yeah.
We're going back, because ultimately this had to have come from something.
Yeah.
And then it got on land and went, well, this sucks. Turned around, it's like, I'm going back. And then it became this,
Uh-huh.
which is just crazy.
So like think about like fish never left the water.
Yeah.
Or at least the fish we have today, their
Right.
evolution never left the water.
Right.
But the other fish evolved into like fish. Oh yeah, that's another thing. So we're talking about evolution in how we split things up like this.
Right.
Like the tree of let's just look at like the tree of life.
Okay.
Just like a whole tree, because I
Right.
think because we can wrap this up by having a more general discussion.
Okay.
I need to close all these other tabs on my things. I'm just having a aneurysm.
I do that too.
I actually don't do. I usually try to keep my tabs pretty concise.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be like the mythic. That's not. I don't want the mythology. Oh my lord!
Scientific tree of life.
Evolution.
Oh, tree of
There
life.
we
There
go.
you go, tree of
Oh, this
Oh,
is
there.
literally the poster I have in my bedroom at school.
Okay.
So you might notice something here. So this is right here is where the tetrapods are, and that's when the like fish split off
Okay.
from like invertebrates and stuff.
Okay. And they just
But
stayed.
notice something. So if you go down reptile tree,
Right.
you have reptiles, then dinosaurs, and birds.
Right.
Technically, and this is pretty consistent now,
Right.
birds are reptiles.
Okay.
So technically, if we're talking about it, birds are reptiles.
Okay.
However, if you go back down the tree, fish are right here.
Right.
And above everything in fish is amphibians,
Right.
reptiles, which includes birds,
Right.
and mammals. So technically, you're a fish according to the definition of a fish.
I've been called a little fishy.
But no, like you're a fish. Our
I'm a
dogs
fish.
are
You're a
fishes. Blue's a fish.
Wouldn't you like to be a fish too?
So basically, scientists are trying to realize fish isn't that great of a word because
Well, they've always debated over what is a fish? There's no such thing as a
that's
fish.
the point. That's what I'm
There's no-
saying.
yeah,
there's no such. There's really is no
fish
such
means
thing.
nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So
Fish
yeah.
is like a group of things.
Yes, but
But
like
a massive
oh,
group.
there's a term we learned this in class. It's like fish. Like fish is
Classification.
classification.
Yeah.
There's like a specific. Yeah,
It's
so
not a taxonomic group.
yeah, we learned this in class. Oh my lord, I'm sorry. So like cut from when the thing started to go awry or something.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right. All right. Pino's out.
I hope you enjoyed whale time.
Pino's out. Okay.